Yo, YouTube, what is going on? We're back again with another video. You know me, Radar25, and my co-host, Fuentamania, Michael.
What up, Marks?
What's going on, guys? We're back in with another takeaway video, right? It's going to be our 4 takeaways from Monday Night Raw, last night's Monday Night Raw. Pretty decent show. Couple interesting things happened there. Yeah, a lot of promos there, a lot of promos. So guys, before we get into the video, I want to remind you guys, if you're watching, please drop a like on this video, previous videos. If you're watching, not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do hit that notification bell so you're not missing anything. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Mixer, Twitch, where I live stream Call of Duty and other games. It's all going to pop out on the screen now. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the video. 4 takeaways from Monday Night Raw.
And that's the bottom line. Stone Cold said so.
All right, guys, so the show started off with takeaway number 1 of the night, and that is Randy Orton and Edge continuing to build up to the match at Backlash, which for some reason is being booked as the greatest wrestling match ever. They're saying that's what it could be.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably going to be a good match, but that's a lot to, like, say because they ain't probably going to live up to it. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of great matches out there. Tito versus Randy. Or, I'm sorry, Ricky versus Randy at WrestleMania 3. Austin and Brett at WrestleMania 13. I mean, those are my 2 favorite matches. We'll see if this can make it, be a part with those.
It's got it. Well, I mean, the bar is pretty much Meltzer, so whatever he ranks it, we'll pretty much say that's the greatest match of all time. So that's what they're billing it as. But last week we saw Edge didn't really answer Randy when he challenged him to a wrestling match, right? He comes out today. And he cuts both guys do really good promos. I really enjoyed both guys' promos. And he just says yes, basically. So there wasn't much here. It was just not building up on much of happened last week. It's just the continuation of it. It's just like maybe they ran out of time. So they're like, let's just finish it next week.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I did like the intensity from both guys. Both guys, got their point across. Though Randy pretty much cut him off. It was getting kind of long. I felt Edge was kept like repeating things.
He kept repeating stuff, yeah.
I was like, all right, bro, move on. Let's go. It was good. Edge's intensities is great. You get like the whole just a feud and the hatred for each other. So I'm excited for it. We'll see how this goes. And with the Backlash, the greatest match, kind of corny, but hey, they could surprise shock the world and make this a 6-star, 7-star match.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna be good. Could be great, but it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match of all time. I think they should just stop saying that shit because I think it makes it corny, and you don't have to add a tagline to it. Just make the feud as real as it is now. You just leave it the way it is and just have them continue with the intensity and the same way they're treating it now, and they would be fine. Yeah. So 100%. That is takeaway number 1. Next thing on the show, Seth Rollins comes out, and he is the Monday Night Messiah, and he is talking about the actions that he took last week on Rey Mysterio, and saying that, basically saying to Rey Mysterio, you're welcome for what he did to you. And basically that character change lasted 1 night because he's back to the regular Monday Night Messiah right now. But I'm enjoying everything he's doing. I love the way he's talking, the mannerisms, the way the faces that he makes. Really enjoying a lot of it. Yeah.
He's doing the cult leader thing really, really well. He's
really buying into
it. Yeah, it's buying into it. It's working well. This Messiah kind of was a slow burn to get to where he's at right now, and he's really, and maybe it's the fact that the others are paying around. I feel like it's just him and Murphy, and it's just a little more of like picking up new disciples, and I like it. I think
it's good.
I think it a lot.
It's really good. Yeah. So this prompted Humberto to come out and Rey's his idol, so he's like showing up to defend Rey's honor. Murphy's the one that takes on the challenge. Quick match. Nothing much there, and that was pretty much it. We had Aleistar Black come out, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Next thing in the show, Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. Actually, before this, they had a promo from Liv Morgan, and basically talking about that she's going after the Raw Women's title. So they're building her up. That's cool. So Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. It was what it was. Charlotte wins the match. Nothing much to say here. She's going through all 3 shows and beating everybody until she finds they have somebody who actually going to take. It's basically, I think it's building towards the Rhea Ripley rematch. They're just biding the time so that happens.
That's all they're doing.
Which will probably be at the In Your House takeover.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're making her so dominant where it's going to make Rhea Ripley beating her just feel that much more special for Rhea and elevate her. So I think it's smart how they're just putting on every brand and kicking everyone's ass. Love it.
Yeah. Guys, next thing on the show, Asuka. Well, Kairi Sane's having like a celebration for Asuka for being Raw Women's Champion. Here comes Asuka. They do their funny little back and forth. Kairi Sane has a little flute that she plays. Funny little thing. Nia Jax isn't feeling it. She comes out and puts an end to that shit. But Asuka does drop her, and then this is something that plays on throughout the night. You see Nia Jax kind of lurking in the shadows, eventually attacking Kairi Sane while she's playing her flute and beats the shit out of her. So the next feud is Asuka, Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship.
And then again, Asuka comes back and finds Kairi on the floor. She says it was Nia, and then she attacks Nia, and then this is like you said, it's definitely like the next feud going on, which should be a great feud. It's believable. Asuka's a badass. Nia's the biggest chick in the industry, so should be good.
Should be pretty cool. Let's see how they work it out. Next thing, throwaway was just Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth. We've seen this match before. It's happened, 2 times already. Lashley blows him out, beats him. Nothing to say here, but it continues, and we'll get into this later at the end of the show because it'll be one of our takeaways. With MVP kind of recruiting Bobby Lashley and trying to get him to follow his word and all that stuff, and trying to like unleash the real Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
Yeah. Next thing on the show, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross versus the Iconics, and this is for the SmackDown for the women's tag team championships.
That can now be defended on all 3 brands, according to Michael Byron Saxton.
All 3 brands, yep.
That's the new rule.
So it'll be interesting to see if they go to NXT and actually show up there and take on some tag teams from NXT, which is pretty cool. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe a tag team of like Chelsea Green and Aaliyah, so that may be good for them, stuff like that.
I think it's an awesome idea. That way,
Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez would be cool too. Yeah,
such a great there's a lot of matchups you can do, and there's not a lot of women's tag teams, so you can just put some girls together, have a quick feud on all brands, and they're all in the same building, so it's pretty easy. It a lot.
Yeah. The match was pretty disappointing. Bliss and Cross get the win by disqualification because Peyton Royce was kept throwing Alexa Bliss into the ring post, and the referee was like, "Stop!" She didn't, so it's disqualification. So it's wasn't really feeling it. Hopefully the Iconics stay together.
Well, I mean, they were in the back crying and saying, "I love you, each other." So I think they're gonna stay together. But I think that was like for them to come back and just kind of have that smosh finish the way it was.
It wasn't really that good. I kind of felt like they should build them a little bit better in this. But let's see what happens going forward. Maybe this feud continues. We'll see. Next thing on the show, submission match, a rematch from last week. Shayna Baszler versus Natalya. Natalya seems to have like a grind. She has like an issue with Shayna Baszler, obviously. So she wanted to get another shot at her. Not much here. Natalya got some more offense in, but she still ended up tapping out. And afterwards, she threw a tantrum in the ring while they were setting up for the Kevin Owens show. Threw a tantrum, threw everything out. So let's see where they go from here. Let's see where they go from here. I mean, let's see if she could do her thing as a heel and maybe work better that way.
We'll see it. That's kind of more of a holding pattern for Shayna until after Asuka and Nia, whoever wins that feud, I think they'll throw her into that feud.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is.
Yeah. So the next thing on the show is the Kevin Owens show. He had his guest was Selena and her crew, Austin Theory, Angel Garza, and Andrade. And he ended up revealing, and this is going to be takeaway number 2 of the night, and it is the return of Apollo Crews. So he introduces Apollo Crews, and he comes and gets his hands on Andrade, a brawl ensues, commercial break, come back, the match is started, tag team match, which was Kevin Owens and Apollo Crews versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Yeah. It was cool to see Apollo come back. I mean, it's only 3 weeks, right? So like, I don't know how the injury is supposed to have taken him out of that one match, but it's a 3-week injury. So it's like, but it's good to see Apollo back, and good to see him showing some aggression, a little bit of a mean streak.
The fire was good. The way he came in there and the way he was just, taking down Andrade. And it's the recurring segment on Raw that if there's a promo and you attack someone, you're going to have a match for that.
Right after that. Yeah.
So that's a weird thing now, but I guess that's Raw now. You can just have a match whenever you want. But but just to backtrack a little more, there was like the whole Garza Austin Theory kind of beef still going on from last week when when this guy was looking at each other, they were arguing in the back. Then they got into this match, and Austin Theory kind of knocked out Garza by mistake, of course, but Andrade and Selena didn't like it, so they kind of took him out after, Apollo gets the win.
Crews and Owens get the win, so Crews gets a win in his return match, and it's still setting up him versus Andrade for the U.S. title, because Andrade's obviously the one that injured him going into that into Money in the Bank. But yeah, so Austin Theory cost them the match. They're not happy about it. Selena orders Andrade to attack Austin Theory. Angel Garza jumps in. They beat the shit out of him, and they leave him like thrown on the side of the barricade on the side. Now, I just want to, before we get off this, I want to talk about Zelina Vega's on the mic for while she was doing the Kevin Owens show. I thought she was very good on the mic. Everything she was saying, she was rattling off a lot of stuff, and it all came out good. I really like the job she's doing as in her managerial role. I think she's very good at it, and she has a lot of confidence to her. So it's working out very well. But yeah, so the 3-man stable was Zelina is already broken up. They threw him out. Austin Theory. So it is what it is. We were kind of excited about the stable when it first started, but now it's already thrown away. Now, excited to see where Cruz goes from here. I know he's going to go into a program with Andrade, but I want to see how they build him long term, rather than just a short term, like shot out of a cannon type of thing. He gets in the U.S. title picture. If he wins or he doesn't, I want to see what happens to him after that.
Yeah, and you know what? For real, and Apollo, I think gave the best promo I've seen him ever do. I don't know. I haven't seen every Apollo promo ever, but he gave a good fiery promo. Selena came out, had good banter with her back and forth. Hopefully he can take the next step, because that's one kid that's been in a rut. We talked about it 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago whenever he got hurt. It's been just rough. He's been like stop and go and just kind of forget about him, and they just throw him in for filler matches. But he did a good job. He has a big match against Andrade next week for the U.S. title. Do I think he's gonna drop the belt? No, I think it'll be like some type of smash finish, and maybe Backlash they'll have a match, and maybe he'll win the U.S. belt there. Yeah, but good segment. Again, the Theory kind of breaking off from the trio that they had going. He never really fit in there anyway. He was kind of thrown in there. So I guess it was okay if they're not knocking anybody out. I guess they came out. So I thought it was well done.
It was what it was. Next thing on the show was Aleistar Black versus Buddy Murphy. The match, it was good. It didn't go on that long. But the funniest part about this was they went to commercial break, all this stuff after the beatdown of Austin Theory. This motherfucker was still there after the whole commercial break and during
his ass beat.
And during the entire match of Aleistar Black and Murphy, Seth Rollins is there and he's looking at him the entire time, right? He's like staring at him and shit like that, like staring at him. And he's, we're wondering what's going to happen, right? So then he ends up bringing Theory into the ring, and then this will cause disqualification as Aleistar Black wins, right? And then what happens is that Seth Rollins embraces Austin Theory and brings him into the fold of the One Night Messiah and his crew. Now, remember, Authors of Pain are not around, so that's the other members of the crew. Now, I'm not sure. Murphy's face was kind of interesting here. I don't know if he was cool with it or if he was against it. Yeah,
he had the eyebrow up. He was like, I don't know if I dig this, but I mean, if there's one kid who everybody thinks he's 22 years old, he's obviously got the look. We talked about it before he was on Raw. He's got that that appeal of a future star, and I think it's great to put him in with Rollins and kind of learn from Rollins, and maybe it could be one of those Randy Orton, Triple H knocks out the master type of things from Evolution. Who knows? But I do like this kid. He definitely has a look. He's got the moveset. He just needs to work on this character. But being with Rollins, I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, guys, this is takeaway number 3 of the night, and it's just the fact that there's another person brought into the stable, and I think it's gonna work cool, like you said. And it's good for Austin Theory because Rollins is there. It can help him out. Obviously, Murphy's probably been around longer than Austin Theory, so it's another guy who can help him out. But it's cool. It's like it's 3 good-looking guys that are just there. They can actually all 3 guys can go, so it's good to see. And let's see how it works out. Now, what I'm interested to see is what Austin Theory's look changes into. Now, Buddy Murphy had a new gear, right? So he had like the stained glass like windows on his sleeves and on his pants. So that's pretty cool. It's cool to see how the way that works out. But I really like again, I love Seth Rollins' work here, how he's reacting to stuff and the facials that he's making, especially at the end where after he hugged Austin Theory for the second time, he kind of looked down to the corner like with an interesting look on his face, and the camera zoomed in on it. I thought that was good. That was good camera work. So it's good stuff. And I also like Austin Theory's face when he kept hugging. He kept hugging.
He was crying or in pain, or like his back was. He was still in the back too.
Still in the back.
He's still in the back. I like that.
Some may say this is a little bit similar to the Dark Order because Brody Lee's kind of doing a similar thing where he's getting guys who are down and out and bringing them in. But it's still different. Like I don't think anybody should think this is too similar to the Dark Order.
Well, like no one has a mask on.
Yeah, it did cross my mind quickly when he hugged Austin Theory and Samoa Joe said that these are the guys he preys on, guys like these guys who are down and out.
Which I did like. I did like that. Yeah. And it's actually good. Like you can build up a nice little stable that way where you can build up. And again, it's about helping these young guys. And I think they did a great job. And there's there is some similarity in that, but that's really it ends there because there's not guys with masks, there's not guys with numbers. They're named after numbers. They're not really attacking anybody like the way a Dark Order does. Yeah. So just a slow build of a booking like a whole new stable. So I think it's great, and Seth is doing the best job he's ever done. I think. Yeah,
he's doing really good. Like this, like to me, this is the most interesting Seth has been, or most entertaining Seth has been since when he was first champion as a heel when he had J&J Security. It's the best thing I think he's done since then. His whole babyface run was kind of up and down. It wasn't all that great, but this is the best stuff he's done since that first title run, guys. So from that we go to the next thing, and it is the horrible axe throwing competition between the Viking Raiders.
This is the shit that sucked. This is
definitely the shit.
Give me because
he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna.
This shit made me want to throw up because it was so embarrassing, right? I was just embarrassed watching this. This thing was terrible.
Secondhand embarrassment I had.
Yeah, this is obviously the shit that sucked. Last week was the shit that sucked. The stupid ass basketball game that they had, and then now they're doing the axe throwing. So they're on the Viking Raiders turf, and there's a bunch of random guys just look like Vikings and medieval with all the medieval garb on. It's just I thought it was terrible. The cops showed up.
And the girl's pants didn't match the top. Like she had black pants on with black on. It just looked awful.
And the edit, I thought the editing wasn't like terrible, but you could just tell that it was bullshit because the way they were tossing it, the arc on that axe was definitely not landing during the ball. It was terrible. It was horrible. Now,
I think they want to kill this segment.
Yeah, I'm cool with them trying to do different funny things that are outside the norm. But it's got to be good. This shit is bad.
It's a fail. It's a fail.
So this shit was bad. Yeah, I didn't want to talk anymore about it. It's fucking terrible. Yeah. All right, so guys, the next thing I showed was the main event, and it was Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. King Corbin obviously getting the invitation to come over and take on Drew McIntyre. I thought it was a fine match. Good. We could maybe see these guys work a little bit later on too. Yeah. Let's see what happens with that. He also Corbin said that he's predicting that he will face Drew McIntyre for the title at next year's WrestleMania, which I doubt it, but you never know.
We'll see.
That would have to mean he was a Royal Rumble Corbin. So I kind of hope he doesn't. So. But the thing about this that makes this takeaway number 4 of the night is that Bobby Lashley came on and interrupted the match before it started. He's along with MVP now, so him and MVP seem to be officially together as a group. Now, it's
in Alana because we saw Alana earlier and I just yelling and throwing shit all over the place.
Yeah, so it could be.
I guess that means she's gone.
It could be the last time you see her for a minute. Could be.
I think you won't see her for a minute and then she'll screw Bobby because as we see, good match between him and Corbin, Drew and Corbin, good match. MVP and Lashley are sitting there really interested about the match. Whoever wins, and basically Drew wins the match. Then looks at Lashley. I want you. You're the one I want. You're finally. I want the savage Lashley, not the quiet one. I want. And it was a pretty good ending. And this is what they've been building Lashley for the last couple of weeks, and making him like this unstoppable monster. So he looks good up against Drew.
Yeah.
So
I liked it too. But the only thing I see bad about it is that Seth Rollins got one match against him, a 3-week, 4-week program, and that was it. Who knows?
But they can always come back for that. They can always come back to that.
Yeah, now it's interesting to see what they're gonna do with Lashley. Is he gonna? I don't think he's gonna win, obviously. But does he get more out of this instead of just because they already said the Backlash match is him and Lashley for the WWE Championship. Interesting to see. Last year they built him up. He needs to be shown as a monster because obviously you look at him and he is a savage. He's a beast. He's a monster. He needs to be booked that way. So it makes sense. Now throwing him so quickly in the title picture is fine, but let's see. Is it going to be drawn out or is it going to be Backlash? He loses and you don't see him again and that's it. He has jumps on something else.
It all depends on how the Lashley MVP thing work out. MVP is a good mouthpiece for Lashley because Lashley's never been the mouthpiece. It all depends on, and this is Lashley for him to step up. This is the time he needs to step up. They've been building him pretty decently. He's got a good guy to go against. They're both two Goliaths, so it should be great. But it all depends on if this is interesting.
If it was really. Okay, so fantasy booking, right? If I was to do this match, the way I'd think about it would be I would have Lashley obliterate Drew McIntyre, like really, really beat his ass. But Drew McIntyre somehow sneaks away and gets the win. So that you see, like, okay, Lashley made a small mistake, but he took it to McIntyre and he beat the shit out of him the most of the match. He really beat him up really bad. But Drew McIntyre snuck away and got the win. I think that will help build a little bit more because then, like, you see Lashley as a legitimate contender because he beat the shit out of McIntyre so bad. But McIntyre just barely won the match. You know what I'm saying? So, and you could maybe, then after that, you can maybe draw it out into another pay-per-view or something like that.
I agree.
And if you want to throw Seth in there, you can. Because Seth, like I said, Seth's got a 3-week, 4-week program with him. That's it. So,
Well, what they probably will end up doing and that they shouldn't do is somehow Lana's going to get involved and probably end up with Drew something, and that's the last thing we need right now.
That's
Just
the last
don't
thing
do
we
that.
need. Yeah, that's the last
Don't
thing
do
we
that.
need.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We don't need to put any of that in there. Yeah, definitely not, guys.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, but guys, those are our 4 takeaways from Monday Night Raw. That is the video for today. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Something to watch is tonight, Tuesday night, is the Dark Side of the Ring season finale, whether it's the
King
Owen
of
Hart.
Hearts.
Yeah,
King of Hearts.
Owen Hart. You hear about
RIP.
the death of him. They also talking to his wife, Martha Hart, in there, so that should be interesting to get her.
And if you don't listen to Talking Jericho, listen to one with Martha Hart. It's the first time she's ever had an interview about wrestling, and you get the whole details of a little small things of Owen, of who he was and what their marriage was. Also, The Last Ride Part 2 was really, really good. You saw Vince cry. You saw why he keeps coming back. Really, the reason why, it was actually really good. And if you want to watch The Last Dance, because Rodzilla has the NWO for life in there, if you want to do that too as well.
Yeah, very short, very small cameo from DDP in there during the whole Rodman thing.
Hogan,
Hogan and Bischoff and stuff like
Bischoff.
that. Yeah, so pretty interesting to see. Also, there's a picture circulating of Sandman.
Yeah.
High-fiving Michael Jordan after they went in the 98 finals against the Jazz. So that's pretty interesting.
Number 6.
It's kind of strange.
At the hotel.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing.
Kind of weird, but that's it. But guys, thanks again for watching the video. Appreciate you guys. Hit us up, comment section, social media. Check me out on my live streams. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Remember, for those work for you, do not do the job.
Later, Marks.